One of the things I find most striking is the presence of Antarctica on ancient maps, because we didn't discover it until 1840.
These people left behind such detailed records and information. It's a time capsule of information on stone tablets for us today to be able to decipher, break down, and understand, and that's what we're here to do now.
From maps that show continents before they were discovered to charts that reveal knowledge impossible for their time, some ancient cartographers knew things they shouldn't have known. These aren't just inaccurate, they're impossibly accurate. Here are 10 ancient maps that still baffle experts today. The Babylonian World Map. The oldest known world map, carved into clay 2,600 years ago. But here's the weird part. It shows lands beyond the known world that wouldn't be discovered for centuries. How did they know what was out there?
This is the oldest map of the world. It has two sides. This is the front or obverse, and this is the back or the reverse. There is a great river that runs from north to south, which is the Euphrates River. And the river is straddled by a long oblong, which is obviously the city of Babylon.
It was discovered in the city of Sippar, modern-day Iraq, and shows a portion of the world as it was known to the Babylonians. It shows the city of Babylon in the middle, and the Euphrates River running top to bottom, north to south. Surrounding Babylon are small circles that appear to represent cities, as well as the names of regions. Starting in the northeast, the Akkadian word city appears, next to it the region of Urartu. To the east, the city of Assur, or Assyria, and another unnamed city, then the city of Dur. Susa, the capital of Elam, is to the south, then the region of Bit Yakin and another unnamed city. Finally, a region called Habar, and two unnamed cities appear in the northeast of the map.
The Kangnido Map, created in Korea in 1402. This map shows Africa's coastline with stunning accuracy, decades before European explorers supposedly discovered these routes. The Koreans had never been to Africa. So where did this knowledge come from?
The map shows an oversized Korea in astonishing detail with its counties, naval bases, and provincial capitals. But it is China that stays in the center of the known world, with its Great Wall shown in a very distinctive way. All the East Asia appears very far away from its actual position, as is the case with Japan, or extremely reduced in size, as is the case of Southeast Asia, where only the Malaysian peninsula seems recognizable.
The Vinland Map. This medieval map shows North America 50 years before Columbus was even born. Vikings reaching America? Maybe. But creating accurate maps of the entire continent? That's a whole different level of impossible.
See if we can superimpose a modern map projection on top of that. Let's see what happens when we do that. Well, that's very interesting, isn't it? Because if this is a map to do with navigation or sailing, it's actually not being able to translate distance very effectively at all.
The Mercator Projection Mystery. Gerardus Mercator's 1569 map projection required mathematical knowledge that supposedly didn't exist yet. The calculations needed satellite-level understanding of Earth's curvature. How did a 16th century cartographer solve problems that stumped mathematicians for centuries?
When we take a look at the world map, we can see that Africa looks tiny, and Greenland and Russia appear to be very huge. The reason behind this is because the world map you are probably familiar with is using a project method called the Mercator projection, which was developed all the way back in 1569. It is used to convert the 3D globe into a flat map, which are commonly used today.
The Oranius Phineus Map. Created in 1531, this map shows Antarctica not as the frozen wasteland we know, but as a temperate continent with rivers, mountains, and coastlines. The catch? Antarctica wasn't officially discovered until 1820, and we only mapped its ice-free topography with ground-penetrating radar in the 1950s. We're only halfway through, and it gets even weirder from here. Like maps that show lands that don't exist, and charts that predict the future with impossible accuracy. Like this video if you're into ancient mysteries. Subscribe so you don't miss future mind-blowers.
We're talking about maps that were drawn roughly between the 1300s and the 1700s. However, these maps were largely based on much older source maps, which they copied, all of them incorporating extremely precise relative longitudes and latitudes. Longitude involves a chronometer. It involves knowing the time at the place you began your voyage and the local noon as well, and calculating the difference between them. You need a chronometer that will keep accurate time at sea with the motions of a ship, and it's just a plain fact that our civilization did not invent such a chronometer until the late 18th century.
The Piri Reis map, drawn in 1513 by Ottoman Admiral Piri Reis, but shows Antarctica with no ice and accurate coastlines. That continent wasn't even officially discovered until 1820, and we only mapped its ice-free topography in the 20th century. The map's accuracy is so precise, it matches modern satellite data.
The map that Piri Reis drew has been talked about a lot because it is a map of America. In fact, it is the oldest map of America. Piri Reis formally discovered America first. How? When you see the details on the map, I think you'll agree. If you ask why Piri Reis was the first, it's because Piri Reis was the first to draw the most detailed map for both continents of America. That's why he deserves the title of the first discoverer of America.
The Ptolemy maps. Claudius Ptolemy's 2nd century maps show a coordinate system so advanced it wouldn't be invented again until the Renaissance. His longitude calculations were more accurate than anything produced for the next 1,000 years. How did he measure the Earth with such precision? The Boache map of 1739. Philippe Boache's 1739 map shows Antarctica as 2 separate landmasses divided by a waterway. Impossible, right? Wrong. Modern sonar mapping revealed that beneath the ice, Antarctica is divided by an underwater ridge, exactly where Boache drew it. How did he know what was under miles of ice? The Zeno map. The Zeno brothers' 1,380 map shows Greenland's coastline as it would appear without ice, with perfect accuracy. We only mapped Greenland's ice-free topography in the 1950s using advanced radar. The map even shows islands that are currently under glaciers, but were confirmed by modern technology. The Haji Ahmed map. Created in 1559, this map shows the western coast of North America with stunning accuracy, including Alaska and the Bering Strait. The problem? These areas weren't explored by Europeans until the 1700s. The map even shows a land bridge between Asia and America that existed during the Ice Age, but was underwater by 1559.
Civilizations come and go.
Yeah.
We could be gone in 20 years. There are a number of places in the world which were radically changed by sea level rise at the end of the Ice Age. Obvious answer is we are dealing with the fingerprints of a lost civilization that mapped the world and that left evidence of that mapping, which ancient map makers found and used and incorporated into their maps. These maps can be very confusing because they were trying to mix exploration data from their own period with data from the older maps. But when you look at these maps in depth, they're very, very intriguing.
Which ancient map blew your mind the most? Drop it in the comments below. And if you want more ancient mysteries and mind-bending facts, make sure to hit that subscribe button and smash that like.